All right, you guys. Make sure I told you guys everything that's going on. And make sure you're staring at the desk and not at my feet, because God only knows I've done that and you don't need to be staring at the ground. And I'm going to try to remember today on some of the stamping that we're doing. I'm going to try to remember to come up here and see if I can move you guys a little bit closer to see some of the stuff that you need to. All right, this is that welcoming windows. It is on page 58. I am in the JJ Mini, and JJ meaning January through June catalog. So we will probably be having a retiring list coming out probably, May-ish, so we can know what products are going to, and by that time you're going to know what products are not coming back, because you guys will have the new catalog in hand at that point. So you'll be able to see, hey, I looked at the JJ Mini catalog and that set, like for instance, I don't even know right now, but you'll be able to see, hey, that set is not in the new catalog, so that means therefore it's done, and you won't be able to get that, so you'll want to get it before it retires out of here. Okay, on to our winner chicken dinner for Funday Monday, number 34. Double Wonder. That's what that PDF was called that I shared. Ha! See, it takes me a minute, but I'll get it. Sooner or later, I'll remember. Okay, here's all the cards. I made an envelope because I got to get more made for you guys, but just so you can see what the envelope's going to look like. So we had the... that was the Ooh, something just happened out there. This was the bonus card, and then we made the 2 of these. Or actually 4 of those. And then there were 2 of those. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So for liking my video, I don't think she's on here yet, but for liking the video, it was for Miss Jamie Wise. So you can pick from one of these cards. I guess I probably should have been smart and said, hey, 1, 2, 3. Let me see, how are we gonna do this that you can tell me what card you want? Well, if you watched last week's video, you know we had like card 1 through 4, which were I think that was like 1 through 4, and then you had, I don't even know where the thing is. Oh, here it is down here. So the 1 through 4 cards on the Double Wonder cards were actually these 1, 2, let me get these out of the way here. Those are 1 through 4, right? Okay. So if you want one of those, let me know, and then we'll, talk more about which one you want. Or just say, hey, I want one of number 4, because they're all kind of, or you can tell me, this color here is garden green. You've got pear pizzazz, soft seafoam. Okay, so that was card 1 through 4, and that Jamie Wise can pick one of those. Or I mean, she could pick one of any of these, but just to tell you, that was pile 1 through 4. Then on cards 5 through 8, we had these 4. Oops, geez Louise. Come on now. Figure it out. Cards 1 through 4 are these cards. All right. And the winner for commenting is Melanie Foy. So she can choose a card from one of the ones here. And then cards 9 and 10 are this one and this one. And then we have card number 11, which is our bonus card, which was on the Shaded Spruce. And for sharing, we have Patty Rutledge. So you can let me know, since you're watching, double wonder cards. Yep, that's right. You can let me know which one you want. So like I said, we have 1 through 4, 5 through, geez, what did I just say? 5 through 8 are these ones. And then 9 and 10, and then 11. Okay? So you guys can message me or comment later and let me know what you want. Then I'll get those in the mail to you. All right, so for today, let me show you what we've got going on here, because we've got some really cute cards with this. Let me get my sticky note stuck on those so we know the winners. So I put out a post that we are going to be starting our first live in-person class. I can't wait to do it. I have been wanting to go, you know, do this in person and be out with people and showing you live how to use these different products, because you can watch me all day long, you know, and it's still, like I said, so much different than sitting in front of somebody showing them exactly the technique that you're trying to go for. I mean, doing this on these videos is better than not, but let's be honest. It's time to open things up. Not really. I mean, and that's what I told everybody, that we are going to be practicing social distancing. We won't just be like, hey, don't, you know, just come on in and be crazy. No, we're going to sit apart. We're still going to, masks will not be required, but they are going to be suggested. I don't want to force anybody to have to do something they don't want to, but, you know, for safety of others, I think it's more of a, just respect for other people. That's kind of where I am on that, but I'm not going to force somebody to do something they don't want to. All right, our first card, let's grab this window set here with these amazing dies. Miss Jamie Wise, you're on here. Hello. You're gonna have to watch the video again. You just won one of the cards for, what were you for liking the video. You won one of those 11 cards from last week. So when I'm done with this live video, you'll have to hit that play button and kind of fast forward to the part where I do the giveaway, and you can let me know what card you want. Okay, so this first card, this is more of a beginner's card. Remember how I said that I was going to do your beginner, your more casual, and then your more avid cards. So this is your 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to simply come in here and score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Then I'm going to move this. Where did my directional sheet go? Because I could swear I just had it. Ah, there it is. It fell down in there. All right, you're going to slide this over to the 2 1/8 mark right here. And you are going to score again. So 2 1/8 is half of 4 1/4. Because people like me who are math challenged have to be very specific with that. Let me just be honest. Okay, now we're gonna fold that down the center like we would just a normal card, right? Then we're going to take that flap where we scored it here, and we're just going to bend that back on itself. Okay, and then we're going to varnish that again. I think I said score it, but no, I mean varnish. Same with over here. You want to make those nice and crisp. All right, then our next piece is terracotta tile, which this color is retiring, which, you know, I have to say, as I'm seeing the new catalog and some of the new trending products that are out, you know, we have that color that's the soft succulent that we're going to be using today. And that evergreen, you know, that terracotta tile really seems like it needs to be in with our theme. Just, I don't know. But, you know, they have their reasons for doing away with certain colors and coming out with the... So that's going to go right there. Then we have this piece of Misty Moonlight. And let me get myself set up here because I get a little too involved in talking. And all right, so we need terracotta tile. We need Misty Moonlight in our stamp pads, Misty Moonlight. And we need that Evening Evergreen, which is one of the new colors. And let's get some of these stamps put out on our blocks because I should have done that ahead of time, but such is me because it just is what it is. All right, since these are photopolymer, I need to get out my foam mat here. We're going to grab that Misty Moonlight. Okay, and I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to stamp these bricks kind of staggered on here. Kind of like we just have a brick wall behind our piece here. Okay, just like that, just a few. We don't need to go crazy. Okay, now that that's drying, I need to grab a piece of scrap paper, or not scrap paper, but a piece of basic white scrap. And we're gonna come in with that window, just kind of the glass pane window. We're gonna grab crumb cake, and this is gonna be our window. See there, and I almost did it upside down. I mean, it doesn't matter because we're gonna die cut this anyways. Okay, there's that window. Then we need that terracotta tile out and our little tiny pot. There's 3 different sizes of the pots in here. You have the smallest, a more like medium size that's a little wider, and then you have the bigger pot. And you know, when I think of flower pots, I think of terracotta. So this color, I believe, is perfect for these little clay pots. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to stamp it kind of right in, not all the way to the side, but just kind of a little space between. Now there's this little greenery piece right here that looks like it's kind of going to be hanging over the side of the little pot. And which we're going to do. So let's grab that Evening Evergreen, that new beautiful green. Okay, and we're going to, I'm going to move this over here so you guys aren't getting a headshot, but I have to be able to see where I'm layering this down. Okay, just like that. I hope you guys didn't get my head in there. But see how that sits right on the edge of that pot? All right. Then we're going to take the words thank you and we're going to do those in Misty Moonlight. And we're just going to add that right up here in this windowsill. Okay, now let's get this little pitcher, I guess it would be. It's a clay pitcher or a water pitcher. And we're going to do that in Misty Moonlight. I don't know why I shut the Misty Moonlight. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp it up here because we're going to die cut these out. And then I'm going to stamp this flower twice because I want you guys to see the difference in the two colors. You know, I even had my mom over here earlier and I was like, what color looks better on this? But let me see which one I want. Okay, so I'm going to grab this greenery right here. And with that Evening Evergreen, stamp that right there. Okay, I will let you know kind of a tip on this if you own this set. Get my little bits and pieces off of here. On this set, you will see this little piece up here. Can you see that? Let me get a white behind there. Okay, see where it says 1A, and then down here it says 1B. You have two floral pieces here. Can you see that, or is it glaring pretty bad? You have two floral pieces here. So the way to know which floral goes with which greenery or foliage, you want to match your 1A and 1B. And there's two little carrots on this one and on this one. Those carrots will align, so you make sure you're laying your floral pieces exactly in the little pieces that are on the foliage. This one is 2A and 2B. So those two pieces will align. See these little holes right here? Those don't have stamped foliage there, so these little pieces will line perfectly up on that. So pay attention to your little clear acetate sheet here. It's kind of a dummy sheet for you that I didn't know because apparently I'm kind of too big of a dummy, but I've now learned what those numbers mean because I saw that and I was like, what is that little carrot? And then of course, you know, our CEO comes out and says, hey, well, we've done this for the reason of letting you guys know exactly what stamps or what way your little flowers need to go on your foliage. All right, so I'm going to stamp this again because I want to show you the two different colors that I was doing this in, and then let you guys see what you think. All right, this fan needs to be kicked up a bit because it is drying my chamois out. All right, so I'm going to stamp it once in terracotta tile, which, you know, kind of just goes with the card, but I wasn't sure if it was going to take away from the clay pot, because why would your flowers be the same color as a clay pot? Say that 3 times fast. Clay pot. Okay, so those fit in those little spots, just like that. See how there's little openings right here? Those little openings are where your flowers are gonna fit. Let's clean this stamp off so we can do it in terracotta tile. So did any of you guys grab a stiff drink during this video? Maybe some Long Island iced tea. Hey, that sounds great, by the way. But no, I can't get sloshed while I'm making cards because, whoo, Lord only knows how bad that would turn out. My mom brought my husband some sort of drink over today because my husband's into certain kinds of alcohols and stuff, and he poured himself a glass of it and he's like, you need to try this. I'm not a fan of like alcohol. It just, I mean, I've been drunk, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't happen very often, and I kind of am stupid crazy when I do, so it's not a fun thing for me. I do dumb things. But anyways, let's get this. So he let me try this drink, and it's some like Kenny Chesney thing that she found at, I don't know, they went to one of the what is that store called that they went to? I don't know. One of those big, like, not Bevmo, but what's the big store that you go to? All right, hold on. Let me read some of these. I text you a picture of the card I would like if it's still available. Okay. And then, why didn't you tell me that before? Duh. What didn't I tell you? I'm confused. Mom, you just said, why didn't I tell you something? I don't know. Unrelated, but does Stampin' Up! Sell the cases that hold your... Yes, they do. They did you're talking about this case right here, right? I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. Yes, we do. Bevmo, it was right. Okay, I did say that right. We do sell these. I think they're like 4 cases, 4 of these cases for, I want to say like $8 or $9. Oh, why didn't I tell you that about the stamps? Because I kind of just learned that. Like I said, you've had this set the whole time, so I didn't even know anything about it until you just brought it to me the other day. So with these cases, that's why I use like an extra one for my chamois here. So yeah, you can get those as well. And they're great for holding all your little scraps and bits, because like this, I keep all these little scraps in a bag and then I just throw them inside of my stamp set. Well, every time you open that up, your little baggie falls out. So it's kind of nice to have some of these extra. And I also keep one. We don't carry this size anymore though. So if you're asking for the big, thick size, we do not carry this anymore. We're only carrying the small ones. But I also keep one up here that, so like during these videos, if I forget to cut like the inside of my card base or anything like that, I keep some already pre-cut in here. And then I just take a, my mom has one of those label maker things. So we just make labels and put them on there. And then I know that, okay, those are my card bases in there. They're already cut and ready to go. Because when I'm making cards, I don't want to think about, you know, hey, I need a card base for, and then see, I have this one done too. I don't want to have to think about, oh gosh, I have to stop now and cut out card bases. I want to just have it ready to go. And if I miss out on something, then that's on me. All right, so let's get these little bits cut out here. So we're just going to kind of go like that, put the other pieces on there. I already pre-cut the other pieces so we don't have to sit here all night long, because we've got some very intricate cards. So I don't want to spend all your guys' time on me die cutting. And the good thing to know is this die set can fit in the mini boss. So you don't have to have the great big, the big boss. Okay, so I've already cut out those other pieces, so I'm just going to put the scrap over here. All right, so I did both of those colors because I wanted to show you the pale papaya as well, like what I showed you here that I stamped the 2 different colors. Now, once I start getting this card together, you guys are gonna have to chime in. All right, so let's get this put together here. Get my goobies off of there. All right, we're gonna set that right on there. And then we're gonna take our little flower pot. Now, I guess I better bring this in here because, I mean, not that it makes a big difference because I'm already working on white, but just to let you guys see how our card is going to be. Now the pot is gonna sit there. We could either come in with the pale papaya. Unfortunately, just water. Well, there's nothing unfortunate about just drinking water. Our bodies all need that, so kudos to you for just drinking water. That's a very good thing. And then there is the terracotta tile. So what color do you think? I'll show you again. There's the terracotta tile, or there is pale papaya, and that's not on there exactly, but you can see what I'm going with here. I don't know, geez, what do you think? Pale papaya, just to add a pop of different color on there, or stay with the terracotta tile that kind of ties in with our color theme? What do you think? I'll give you guys a minute to answer me. Oh, were you asking, do the stamps come in? Because I see my mom answered, Patty, they come in the cases. Yes, the stamps, when you order a stamp set, they already come in a case, like, let me get this one together. They already come in a case with this here. I then take my dies. This does not come in here like this. This will come in a separate. Let me grab one of these over here to show you what the dies come in. Now, when a die comes to your house, it's going to come in a kind of a really nice envelope thing like this. This is also a good thing if I save all these, because you guys know that I'm kind of, I don't want to say the big H word, hoarder, but I kind of hang on to everything because it's just, everything has a purpose. Everything can be used. I'm the reuse person. Recycle and reuse, you know, remember we were taught that in school. So these are really good to just take this insert out. They will come with a cardboard like white piece stuck in here, and there'll be like some tape on there, and then these little individual pieces will be on there. I take that out. We've purchased these magnetic sheets where I just take my pieces out and I just put them on here. Some of your sets of dies will be too big to do this. Some of our die sets are really big and you will not be able to fit all the pieces on there. As you can see, I've had to stick pieces inside of other pieces, or I guess my mom did since she put this together, but she gets to be my assistant and put all my pieces together because it's just how it is. So she's put all these on here. But these right here are great to keep. Again, if you don't want to buy more of these cases, because let's be honest, you could buy 1 million of these cases and you would still be needing more because you're always going to be finding something to put in them. And FYI, you're going to have to wet your chamois. This is not airproof. So air does get in there and dries your chamois out. So be sure that when you go to sit down and start doing your stamping, make sure you just go run your chamois underneath the sink. wring it out. Don't wring it out super tight that you get all the water out, because you need some water in it, but just wring it out and then throw it back in there. And then you know that if you throw this down on something, anything underneath, it's not going to get wet. But these are great for all those little individual pieces like I was showing you. Just throw those in there. I have a couple of these different with, some have flowers in them, some have sentiment pieces in it. So that's just a good thing to know. But that is how your dies will come. I just store mine differently because this seems easier for me, because my sets can then all be together while I'm using them. So great question. All right, so we all kind of said terracotta. Yep, looks like you all said terracotta. All right, so let's get this thing put together. So as you can see, this card, I mean, I kind of talk, so it makes the card take a little bit longer than what it normally would, but this is a really quick and easy card if you're not talking the whole time making it. But hey, what fun is card making if I can't talk with you guys? Yeah, Jamie, she's one of my friends from Oregon that we used to go to I don't even remember what that building was, but we used to go to one of the buildings where we lived and would have like scrapbook nights. And we would have a get together where we would all, there was quite a few of us actually that would all get together. We would bring our own photos and we would all bring all of our scrapbook things and we would share them amongst each other. It was kind of a, what did we call that? It was like a scrapbook retreat or something like that, where we would all get together I think it was like once a month, and we would bring all of our stuff and just share the heck out of it, because hey, what fun is it if you just, don't share? Because other people want things that you have, and they have things that you kind of need. So it was really fun. I miss those days. All right, so let's get this to this card, and then I will show you how neat this card is. So I'm being very careful to not go past, because I just had that on there, so I kind of knew where my margin was with my glue, because if I put glue on here, I might go past it, and I don't want my my focal point sticking to the whole part of my card. I want to still be able to have this piece open up. Okay, just kind of stick that like that. You can even open this and kind of put that down. All right, so your card's going to open like that. So let's do the inside of this really quick. And see, and I put those bricks away, dang it. Silly me. Okay, this acetate piece needs to come off here while I'm doing this, because this is going to drive me bananas. Okay, we're going to come in with that Misty Moonlight again. If we can get our stamp stuck on here. Okay, we're going to make sure we know that, again, our margin is here, because we want our card to look crisp when it's closed. We don't want them to see the inside of the card until they open it, right? Because then that kind of takes the fun away from it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to watch my margins and just come over a bit and stamp. And it doesn't have to be super crazy precise, because you know where your edges are. So take it in a little bit further if you're scared that you're too close to the edge. That's not going to hurt anything at all. And up here, we know that this whole piece, all the way up to the halfway of this card, we know it's going to be covered by that. So that's not a big deal. Okay, I'm just going to do that. And then keep that open. And then I'm going to come in with the piece. Did I grab that set? Oh, that's right. I'm grabbing the set Peaceful Moments, which is going to be in the new catalog as well. But this is a great sentiment piece, and it's got some really neat dies that go with it. These little label pieces, this circle-y nest-like thing is really neat. This little piece here, you can put a sentiment on it and then put it on the inside of that die. That's called painted labels. But I am going to, since we put thank you on the outside of this card, I'm going to put you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. Now this, I can move my foam piece because it's already a red rubber stamp. I'm going to move this kind of closer down so I can make sure I get this straight. And again, you guys might get a headshot, but good thing my hair's clean. Okay, so you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. That makes sure we cover our whole card. Isn't that cute? I just love the way that opens up. That we have an envelope for. Here it is. I think I threw my bits somewhere. Where did they go? Okay, I don't know. All right, so on this, what I'm going to do is, since there's really no paper to put on there, I'm going to do the vase in Misty Moonlight. Oh, I put my chamois away, dang it, see? I'm going to move it a little bit away from the edge so I can see that I need to put the greenery on there. Then grab that Evening Evergreen. And then grab that terracotta tile and do those floral pieces again. So how many of you guys watch that show, Superstore? It's like an NBC show or something like that. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to spoiler alert it in case you guys didn't see it, but since me and my husband have always been like grocery workers and that kind of stuff, once we saw that show, it was just something we knew we had to watch. And it's kind of funny because it really is kind of what the grocery business, retail business is really about. So it's just kind of something that we just got kind of locked into. Well, it's had 6 seasons running, and I'm pretty sure this last episode, I'm assuming, is going to be, I know it was the season finale, but the way it kind of ended, I just was like, oh, I think it's over. I'm hoping not, because we love that show, but it just felt very, very ending. So just one of those things in life. So there we go. That's that card. All right, let's get on to the next one. All right, let me get that up here so I can get it out of the way so I don't get smudges on it, because I like to smooch things. Okay. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Take a drink while I get this reorganized here, because stamping can be kind of crazy. All right, this one we're going to be, I call this card, I named it my in color window, because I am using some of those new in colors for this one. All right, let me catch up here. What are we saying here? Thank you, Bevmo. Okay, terracotta, Kyle. Well, thank you. those cases, I have to do it that way just because if you have so many stamp sets sitting around, and if I was to have all those dies, like tried to line, I mean, where would I put them all in those cases? Number one, organization. We've went to that, what's that store called? The storage store, I think is what it's called. That wouldn't make sense, but we've gone there and trying to find certain little storage things just wasn't working out in our favor. So we just had to figure out a different way of storing things so it doesn't take up as much space, because since my craft room, for the time being until we get moved, is in my daughter's room. Oh, that's right. It was at the senior center. That is right. Yeah, that's what it was, because I knew we didn't do it at the church. So yeah, it was the senior center. Okay, so we're coming in with that beautiful new fresh freesia. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right, then we are coming in with, oh, you didn't even grab my other pieces. We have that succulent, what is it called? Soft succulent, which is going to be our next layer. I love those two colors together. I've always been a fan of, and no, I don't like the Joker. Everybody always asks, hey, if you like green and purple together, you must like the Joker. No, I really don't, but okay. So there is that, and that piece is 4 by 5 1/4. Then we have a basic white piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5. So they're all cut 1/4 of an inch smaller than one another. And then we need some scraps. This is kind of still in the the container store. That's it. This is still kind of a beginner's, kind of stepping it up one step from just being stamping, and we're going to be adding some more die cuts onto here. But nonetheless, it's still within, you know, that beginner range. So I had, oh, there it is. I had another scrap. Okay, let's move that up there. And this was our piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5. And now we need to grab some, oh, what was my gray color that I was using? I think it was gray granite. Because gray granite, I like, out of our grays, we have different tones of gray. So you have, where's my, well, this is more brown, so I wouldn't say that. That and crumb cake more go together. But I have another gray, oh, basic gray right here. Okay, so let me show you the grays. So you have more of that deeper gray, then you have more of kind of a, I want to say blue gray, which is the smoky slate. It more has, I don't know, I wouldn't say a blue tint to it, but it is more of a true gray, I think. Then you have gray granite, which kind of has a hint of brown to it. I'm using the gray granite because I think a stone wall or a brick wall looks more realistic if it looks like it's kind of a dirty color. I mean, let's just be honest, it's outside, it's dirty. Okay, this we're gonna come in. Since we're on photopolymer, we need to use our base here. Again, stamp off once. And these are going to be very sporadic. And yes, I have screwed up before and I haven't hit it off on there and I wound up doing a full generation on here. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. Don't freak out. But, I mean, some people get all upset about the fact that, oh my gosh, I didn't stamp off. Well, you know what? Is every brick in the world the same color? I don't think so. So just go with it. Let it be yours and let it be unique. So don't get all upset and think that, because myself, that's just wasting product, and I'm not a wasteful person. We do, you know, that's funny that you say that, Patty, because we do have a stamp set that actually is for that very purpose. What catalog is that in? We had one for Christmas. Oh, you know what? We don't sell this set anymore, but I will show you this just because I know it off of hand exactly what you're talking about. I actually own this set. Okay, they actually called it the, hold on 2 seconds, let me find it. They named it a name for, oh, is that it? Oh, that's it, right there. Okay, and they have other ones of these as well. I'm gonna set that over so it dries. This one, they called it the turnovers. So one side of the stamp has your image part. The other side you flip over and it has the outside. So here you could have the background. So right here they would take it and do it in a darker color for this image. And then they would take a lighter color and come in with the flip around. And there's quite a few of our stamps that you can actually do this to. This one just had the same on both sides, and that's what its purpose was for. So absolutely, you can, they're yours. Once, you know, if you own them, you do whatever you want with them. Just play with them, and what works for you, you may come up with a whole new technique that nobody else has ever seen. So you go, girl. All right, so there is that piece. Okay, we need to grab our scrap. I don't know why I grabbed that. Okay, we need to grab that window again. And where did I put my big block? There it is. All right, I'm going to come in again with some crumb cake. I tried doing the window with our darkest brown, which is called Early Espresso, and it just seemed to be a little too dark, especially on this card, since we're kind of using lighter colors. It just kind of, it was just a little too much. All right, so there's our window. We need to do our soft succulent. Now we're going to grab our window shutters, because isn't this called a pane? This is a window pane, right? I don't know. I think that's called a window pane, and then these are called window shutters. So then we're going to stamp 1, 2. All right, and the neat thing about this set is it comes with 2 of the shutter things. And this piece right here, when this cuts, or when this one cuts out, it cuts 2 separate window panes. And I'll show you that one in just a minute. But right now we're going to be using these ones, the open shutters and the full window piece. I need to get my Stampin' spray because my chamois is kind of getting dry. And because I love the smell of our Stampin' spray cleaner. And then I need the little wood piece for the, like the bottom of our window. I'm going to call that a window shelf. Okay, there's that. All right, and for now, I can put this away. And you are going to notice with our new stamp sets, they are now, just because we were on that note, that they will now have a full cover of this, and it's gonna flow all the way around the back, because now the back, right now on the stamp sets that we have, the back is clear. And then all these little pieces, instead of them being stuck to this, they're gonna still come on this, but you can take them off of these clear sheets and then flip them over and stick them on, and you'll have, it's kind of gonna look like, it's gonna kind of look like that, where you can see the images on that white piece sticking out, facing up. So see how I have these pieces just sitting on here because I'm using them? You'll now be able to just store them like that. So if that matters to you or not, I just want to show you that. Wait a minute, you're going to get yours and you're going to be like, especially with the new catalog, they've changed them. You're going to be like, wait a minute, mine don't look like yours. Well, that's okay because they're changing things up. We need to take our large pot. Oops. And our terracotta. Stamp that. And our small little pot. Stamp that. And our pitcher. Stamp that. Okay. Woo. Almost stuck that back in there thinking I was cleaning. Okay, we're done with that. Ah, sorry guys. I know that was loud. Now come in with that evening evergreen. And sometimes these things, when they're brand new, which these ones just came out, you kind of keep sliding it in and out a couple of times. And no, I'm not meaning that in any way. So please don't take it that way. Because I know, like myself, some people have dirty minds, but didn't mean it that way at all. You're going to take those and slide them, because at first they really kind of stick. And I know some people get very frustrated with that, but just keep playing with it and, you know, moving it around. I know, right? Can we ever really have enough blocks? That is so true. What size is that big block? This one? Or this one. I have 3 different ones sitting here, so I'm assuming you said the big one. This is D. I have D sitting here. Well, I bought the whole case thing, so I think I still have some of the biggest ones in here. Or maybe I don't. Oh no, that one's still in there because I barely ever use that. The great big one, since the Butterfly Brilliance is out, that one's had to come out of the woodworks. But that is D right there. And I think for some reason I keep remembering, and this could be old news, but I think one of them, and I don't remember what size it was on back order. Now, like I said, that's been a couple weeks, so I don't know if it's back in stock, which they seem to be pretty quick about that kind of stuff. Okay, where am I? All right, now we're doing the flowers. So yes, like I said, this is C, B, and D are the main ones that I always use. And I could probably use 50 of those, of the D. Okay, fresh freesia we're gonna come in with. Okay, this is that floral piece that goes with this other one because this is the different foliage that we're using. Okay, line up those little empty spots. There we go, beautiful. You are beautiful. Okay. And what I have noticed is the back of these, even though you're sticking them on something that's acrylic, the back of your stamps get kind of unsticky and gross all you really have to do is grab your chamois and kind of just rub them clean, because you got to figure, well, especially us here in Arizona and the way that we have had no rain, it's been horrible. In our major drought down here, everything is full of dust. So you got to assume that I have a fan blowing over here, or not that you're going to assume that. I do have a fan blowing over here. I have my case sitting out here. So dust is blowing around at all times. I'm picking things up. I'm moving things. So the insides of our cases get dusty. Like I said, maybe it's just us down here in southern Arizona, but I really have to clean the back of my stamps so they'll stick to the acrylic blocks. Okay, while we're at this, we're going to take, again, my good old go-to Stitched So Sweetly, and we're going to cut out that little piece right there, because we're going to put a sentiment on the front of this, okay? So I'm going to cut that out of white, but again, for time's sake, because I like to talk a lot, I'm going to move this out of the way, and I will use that later. But all of our pieces are cut. Voila! Fancy, fancy, huh? Okay, there's all of our pieces. It's almost like magic. Not really, but. All right, so let's grab our card here and get this going. We're going to take our window and put it right in the middle there. And of course my glue got gooby on it. Yeah, I know they were on back order, so it should be, if that's the one you ordered. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I'm pretty sure it was on back order. That's probably why you haven't gotten it yet. All right, now which way this window goes, I don't know, but we're just gonna go this way, because I don't know if these are supposed to be bars and they're supposed to be down, but I don't think so. I think it's like your window is open, I'm assuming. But when you have this set and it is yours, you put your cards together however you like. That's what I tell you. It's yours. You do it how you like it. All right, then we're going to come in with some dimensionals and grab our window panes, flip those over. And you know what? I think I finally ordered, because for the last probably 4 orders that I've done, I could swear that I've put the brush thing on here, and I know those aren't on back order, but when I go back and look at my order, it's not on there. So in my mind, I am thinking that I'm adding it, and I'm really not. So I'm pretty sure I added it to this last order, but don't hold your breath on that, because I get a little too many things going on in life. All right, so this is going to go right here on the side of this window. All right, just like that. And just like that. And then this little window shelfy thing is going to go at the bottom, but I'm not bumping it up, because we're going to bump up our flowers. So this is a little bit longer than our window, so kind of just put it up underneath your window shutters where they're kind of lined up there. Just like that. Then I'm going to grab our little foliage, again with some dimensionals. And this is just going to get set kind of like it is, almost like this could be a, what are those called? Window boxes? I think it's called a window box that you put your little planners in. I think so. All right, that's going to go like that. Then we're going to take our sentiment piece and let's stamp this really quick. And we're going to put the, where did it go? Oh, the Mother's Day. Hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. We're going to do that in the fresh freesia. And I'm going to stand up and hope that I can get this straight in here, because normally you stamp and then do your die cut around it. Voila, that worked. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, we know that's gonna go right there in the middle, so let's put some dimensionals on that. I'm so happy that you guys spend my Monday evenings with me. You guys have no idea how happy that it makes me that you guys take out of your time to sit here and listen to me jabber. Because I do that a lot. All right, let's put that little picture down here in this corner. Okay, then we're going to grab our bigger pot. And then our little tiny pot here. And we're going to assume that we have our plants planted and we are watering them to get them. Oh, wait a minute. I was not supposed to put glue on that. Well, you know what? Good thing I can just wipe that off and move on. I think this piece is going to be too big. All right, let me grab my mini dimensionals, or cut a piece of mini dimensional off of here. All right, and then I'm just going to put this kind of sitting right off to the side of that. And if you want to, you can, there you go, pop that on top so it looks like that's in front of that. And no, these are not anything Stampin' Up! Sells. I do think everybody who crafts needs a pair of tweezers. I've had these in my drawer and I was like, why am I not using those? Because, I mean, my hands are kind of, not to say I don't have big manly hands, but they're still big when you're trying to get those little pieces inside of something and you're trying to line it up, but hey, my thumb is big and it's kind of overlapping this. This way I can get it in there and I can still see everything around. These are by Making Memories. I don't even know where those came from, but yeah. I have started using them again, and well, wouldn't that have been a little bit easier if I would have remembered that I had them in my craft drawer here, that maybe I should clean my craft drawer out. Maybe that's what that means. I don't know. Every so many months, clean your craft drawer out, and then it feels like it's Christmas time again, I guess. Okay, there is that. And there's that. Now, do you see, some people think, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with my stamp set. It's not stamping. And I should have said this earlier when I stamped these off. Where did that piece? Okay. So right here, when I stamp them, see how it's lighter in certain, this has a, they're called distinct, like ink, tiv. It is a thing that Stampin' Up! Came out with some of their sets, where it looks more kind of a rustic, watercolored look to it, where it looks like it's been more, I don't know, not washed out, but it just kind of has that watercolor look to it. I guess that's the word that I'm thinking of, or I don't know. But that's purposeful. So don't think that there's anything wrong with your stamp set if it's doing that. That's what it is meant to be doing. And I think they even talk about it in the catalog, about what that, you'll see a little symbol next to certain stamp sets that say distinctive. That's what those stamp sets will mean. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh, the inside of this card. All right, so let's do the inside of this card. So if it says Happy Mother's Day, what are we going to put in the inside? Happy Mother's Day, sending, oh no, wishing our crafts of, what is that? Wishing our paths crossed a little more often. Well, that could be if your mother lives away. Okay, none of those go on for an innie in the inside of this Happy Mother's Day card. What do we have over here? This is, I didn't even think about the inside of this. We definitely don't want with sympathy. Thinking of you with all my heart. Have a wonderful Mother's Day. That's kind of cute. Okay, we're gonna do that. And kind of that style of lettering or font kind of looks just like that. So I think that is meant for the inside of this card. And which one did I say? Oh, thinking of you with all my heart. Okay, there it is. So I posted a new card over on the blog. I'm going to hope and keep my fingers crossed that I can keep up with what I'm telling you. I'm going to try to start adding more content to the blog. I want to say I want to do it daily. Now, that's kind of going out on a stretch. So it may be something that I do put more content on maybe every other day or 3 times a week. Because even 3 times a week is more than what I'm doing now, because typically I do either our paper pumpkin, let me stand up again, our paper pumpkin, or I do these Funday Monday videos and product links and stuff on there. But I think it just kind of leaves too long of a gap in between seeing new items. So I've decided that I need to step up my game, not because I don't have a busy life already, but it's because you guys need more content. So if you guys want to see more cards and see more descriptive, or not descriptive ways, directions on how to make more cards and see different varieties of cards, you need to keep checking in on the blog, or go up to the very top on that right hand column and it says follow by email. If you put your email in there, it's going to then send you, I think it's through feed burner, that's what it's called. You're gonna get an email and it's gonna say you signed up for, because it's kind of to keep you protected, that you're not getting spammed. You will then need to go in there to your email and accept the feed burner email or that you've received, and that is through my blog. And then just accept that, and then every time I put a post on the blog, you will then receive it right through email. Or you can just keep checking back with the blog, but this way, if there's not new content, you're like, oh, you know, this way it'll just come right in your email and then you'll know, and then you can go right over there and look at it. Do you know what the clocks next to the stamp set mean? Clocks. What stamp set are we talking about? Clocks. Oh, I just explained that. If I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. The little, ooh, and this thing's filthy right now because I've been playing with it. These little 1B, 1A, 2B, 2A. Is that what you're talking about? Clocks. Let me know if that's what you're talking about, because I'm pretty sure that's what I think you're talking about, but okay. So let's finish this card. So with that, should we put, no, I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. I think I like it just like that. I think that's pretty. It's got enough on the outside that we don't really have to do anything on there. And I think along the bottom of this, I'm just gonna do some of those little bricks. All right, crumb cake. Again, stagger. There we go. That's all I'm gonna do. I think that's enough to just add some interest. You don't have to go crazy with your envelopes. Little is better than too much. And that is really honestly the truth. Okay, that card is done. Now, the next card, we're stepping our game up a little bit and going with more of your casual stamper to maybe avid. It's kind of right in between casual and avid. All right, this one is kind of one of those cool fun folds. All right, let me get some of my mess cleaned up here really quick. So take a drink. Or take a bite, whatever. Go. Take a pee break, something, I don't know. Just give me 2 seconds. Get my mess cleaned up. All right, I think we're done with this. Move some of these stamp pads out of the way. Give us some room. All right. That went with that card. So here's my dimensions for this one. Okay, we are ready to do card numero 3. All right, so this is an 11 by 4 1/4, and we're gonna score it at 5 1/2. So right in the middle. Okay. Then you're going to take that and you're going to move it down, because this is going to be our front flap now. And you're going to move this down. So if we had it on 5 1/2, we want to move it down just to 4 1/4, because we're only doing a 1 1/4 inch from our 5 1/2 mark. So that would be 5 1/2 to 4 1/2 is 1 inch, and then the quarter mark would be 1 1/4 inch. So we're going to score that. All right, this card I call, well, I'm not the only one that calls it this, but it is called a book binding card. So fold your centerpiece, which is at your 5 1/2. You're going to still have a score line right here. Then you're going to pull this back on that score line. And then as you can see, we're going to glue that down, and then this is going to be like a little book binding card. Okay? But do not glue that down. Oh, excuse me. That's almost like the last thing you will do. All right, let me get all my pieces out here. My tiddly bits. All right, we're going to need a piece of 2 pieces, well, actually 3, but the third one's for our envelope. We are going to be using the True Love DSP. This is that beautiful black and white DSP that is in the JJ mini catalog. Okay, beautiful. This is those flowers that I've used before where you can color some of these. The clocks mean that you take less time and are a good choice for making multiples. Ah, okay. See, I had no idea what the clock. Okay, I'm so glad somebody knew what you were talking about because it wasn't me. So good. I'm glad that your question was answered. All right, so we're gonna take this side of this. I mean, you can do whatever side you want because both sides of this paper is beautiful, and I have such a hard time with being like, oh, I have to lose that whole piece of that gorgeous side. But I'm gonna do it this side. That's gonna go there. This strip is gonna go here. Oh, you want dimensions? That might be helpful, huh? This piece here is 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. This piece here is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. Then we have a 2 1/2 by 6. This is for our envelope. So we're going to place that off to the side because we don't need that right this minute. Then for our, okay, let me see. I think this one is the one. Okay, then we need basic white. So one of these is 4 by 4, and that's for the inside. Okay, that's the 4 by 4 for the inside. And then this piece here is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, this is gonna go on the front of that, but before we do that, we got some stamping to do. Listen to me, I sounded pretty southern right there. We got some stamping to do. We have some stamping to do. Let me be a little bit more not so southern. All right, let's come back in with that. Where did it go? Gray granite. And do some stamping on the background here. Okay, these I'm going to leave dark. Because I can. And you may not like it dark. You may want it more of that subtle look. And again, it's yours. You do what you want. Okay, maybe one more right up here. Okay, that's good. Don't overkill it, because we're going to be putting other things on here. Give that a second to dry. All right, where are my scrappy pieces? My scrappy bits. Where did I put it? I had a white scrap. There it is. Okay, this piece we are going to need, oh, just a small, wait a minute. I thought I had a small little scrap, because all I need is a small scrap for this one. Well, this will work. Okay, we're gonna take 2 of our greenery foliages and do our soft succulent greenery. And where did my blocks go? Oh, no, there it is. Okay, we're gonna stamp boom, 1, boom, 2. Okay, see how much lighter those are versus the there's the greenery in the evening evergreen, and then there's the succulent. So you can kind of see this has more of a subtle look to it, which on certain cards I like that subtlety. All right, now we need our real red stamp set. Sorry, was I just shaking you guys around? I was reaching through there. All right. Is that the right one? Yep. All right, real red. And you know, I think of this card as being almost like a Valentine's Day card if you wanted, or it could be a Christmas card if you wanted. Again, with some of the, like, kind of like our wreath builder set that is retiring, they can be very versatile. Like, do different colors and then they're for any, you know, part of the holiday. All right, so I'm done with that. So that was real red. All right, then we're gonna cut these out, which I've already done. Then we need a scrap of black. Now, this is where I was telling you these cut. You're gonna cut out your window sill or your window pane. Then you're gonna cut out your shutters. Okay, when you do that, you will then come out with a window pane and 2 shutters, all from that one piece, because I'll show you, these fit just like that and just like that. And when you cut those, they both are 2 separate pieces. Okay, so 2 shutters. Then we need, and the other thing that I wanted to tell you is on these, on these, they make a wood grain indent on your pieces. It even does it around that little windowsill, so it looks like it's wood. Then we're gonna take that little, what do I call this thing? The shelf underneath our window, and that also has that wood grain look to it, and that's what we need cut out of that. Then we're gonna take a little piece of white scrap, and we need this cut at 1.5 by 2 1/4. This is gonna go behind our window here. But before we do all that, I'm gonna sit all my little pieces over here so I don't lose them. And then I've cut out those 2 soft succulent with the real red flowers that we just stamped. Then I got a scrap of red and I cut out, they give you 2 of these little window brackets to like hold your little windows on. So I just took one and I just stuck it on there and I die cut those. So then you cut out with 4 little window brackets. And let's try not to lose those. Okay. So for this little piece here, I am going to grab my pale papaya. And I'm just gonna lightly run it in there and then lightly put it on my paper over here. Starting kind of down, not right in the middle, towards kind of the one side or the other, because you can flip this around, but start kind of off to one side and kind of start there and just kind of lightly fan that color out. See how it's more dark here in the center because I've kind of stayed there and just fanned out a little bit. I want that to be the look of the sun being kind of in that area in the background. Okay, this is where you're going to I just put glue because I know this piece is going to touch here and touch these. I don't put glue around the outside because I don't think it's necessary, because my pieces here that are going across are going to hold it in place. And then that fits right behind our window. Ooh, look how inky I am. Mechanics come home with grease on their hands. Stampers come home with ink on their hands. But at least I don't stink like grease. just as a thing, just saying. All right, I guess I don't need this here anymore because I think we're done. We're done stamping for the moment. All right, that little window is gonna go kind of up towards the top. Then we're gonna grab our window panes and set those there. Now, okay, I have something to show you, and whether it be right or wrong, again, you're making the card. It is yours. Nobody's gonna tell you how to make your card. I don't know if there's a right or a wrong way, but if you look at this, I think that looks goofy, but in the same sense, if you were to shut your shutters, they would then in turn line up with your window. But on this card, I'm not shutting my shutters. I'm leaving them open, so they're strictly here for the look. Now that you've seen it that other way, that might look a little goofy to you, right? Does that look backwards? I don't know. I've seen that some people have had such an issue if they're not put on this side because of the fact that now they don't line up with your window if you were going to shut these shutters. And it's like, well, guess what? They're stuck on a card. It doesn't matter if they shut or not. But just pointing that out to you. Yes, you are my assistant after all. Why aren't you here cutting these pieces out for me? Darn it. Okay. So completely your discretion on how you put those. All right, but let's put these little brackets on here. Now these things can be a wee bit fiddly. And that thing is rolling like crazy. I won't sing my song again. Ow! And don't tweezer your fingers because that kind of hurts. And then you just add these to where you want them. I don't think there's a right or a wrong position of these. Okay, and now how I do it to make sure I've got those even is I just, number one, hold on to the thing. I kind of set them kind of across from each other, like, if I can hold on to them. Again, where I say they're a bit fiddly, I wasn't joking. So I'll turn this sideways and then kind of line that up. Oh, you guys, don't forget tonight at Mountain Time, midnight. So that means it would be 11 o'clock here. Our our clearance rack is going. And I'm telling you because you're my customers who are watching at the moment. Okay. I just don't want you guys to forget, because I don't have any idea what is going to be on it. I know my mom is staying up to hit that, because if you wait until tomorrow morning, there's probably not good. I don't know. I don't want to say that, and then you go on there tomorrow morning and have there still be a bunch of stuff on there. I do know that they do this periodically, and some people miss out, and then they get mad because I didn't let them know. Okay, there's our windows. Hello, Frida, you made it. If you take 2 hinges and put them together at the flat end, they make a door. You're right, because I watched you do that. You did that on those beautiful cards that you made. You're so creative, I swear. Some people, I tell ya, they just have those creative juices. All right, I'm going to pop these up, but after I throw it on the floor, I'm going to pop them up, but I'm going to do it where it's more on the outer side of this, and leave that little piece there. All right, like that, and then I'll show you what I mean about putting that on the outside. Because now I'm going to, oops, I have to glue this first. All right, this needs to go, like I said, in the middle, but up towards the top. And let's try to make it straight. We don't need a crooked window. All right, with this, I'm going to kind of try to tuck in those little hinges on the window, and then only bring up the outside so it looks like it's tucked in. There we go. So it looks like it's kind of sitting like this on the outsides of those, and that still didn't work out very well, but okay, that's better. This one is just being a bit fiddly. Actually, I'm gonna destroy that card if I keep messing with this. So let's just put this little windowsill on there and leave that alone. All right, cut some of these little pieces off. stamps. Now, when you do that, make sure you put them in, not like I did where it catches on your window pane, or window, what do I call those? Shutters. Because you want it to stay on the inside of that. Just like that. There we go. Voila. All right, and then now, where did my plant pieces go? Now these, I'm going to put now, again, one of those things that you gotta kind of watch. Lay your placement first before you commit. So I want to kind of be able to see these bottom things, but then I still want to see a bit of these hinges. But because these things are, you know, they're not symmetrical on each side, you got to kind of move them around a little bit to get them to where you like it. So now knowing that this whole piece down here is going to be sitting on the windowsill, I only need to put a dimensional right where I just put my finger. So then now I know that when I put that down in there, it's going to be a bit over where it's only touching up there. Again, come in with this piece, find my placement, and then know where my finger is where I need a dimensional. So that will fit down in there. There we go. So now it looks like those are sitting on the up part of that little shelf down there. All right, now we're gonna take our stamps that welcome, and see, I said I was done with real red and I wasn't. Then we're gonna take the real red, the welcome, right here in this little spot. We're gonna line that up right at the bottom of our window. There we go. Beautiful. Oops, sorry. All right, so let's get this card put together, and then we're going to put a couple rhinestones on this one, because this one needs a little bling. So I only want 1/8 of an inch of that red showing through. Okay, now take your glue and put that down. Now, if you wanted to put any ribbon or anything around this, you can do that, but you're going to want to make sure you put the ribbon before you glue anything down. I was going to put ribbon on here, but since I'm going to put bling on it instead, I think I like the bling better. And speaking of bling, where did I put those? Oh, there. I'm using the Gilded Gems. Okay, now since that's glued, I can come in with my inside. And now this is going to have 1/4 of an inch. Now, since our word is welcome on the inside, on the outside, I wasn't going to put anything in there, because welcome could be, you know, you're welcome, or welcome to the party, or, you know, a lot of things could be for welcome. That is going to be for your discretion to add, and it gives you a lot more room to write in the inside. Okay, there's that. Now let's come in with some of these beautiful gilded gems. I'm going to take this one and a big one, maybe, and then a little one, just like that. So now you have a little bit of bling on there, but then it looks like a little book. Isn't that cute? All right, and now looking at it, after seeing my other one, it actually does need some ribbon. So 2 seconds. Let me grab the ribbon. Because it just doesn't look bright. So I'm doing it after I've already glued that down, but that's okay. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Oops, let me pull up a little bit more. It's just not going to cover up exactly that seam, which is fine. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything. I have to get this in my hand correctly, otherwise it's not going to come out correctly. I had to buy a new pair of snips because my other ones decided that they just didn't want to cooperate with cutting ribbon anymore. So I advise all of you, our snips are wonderful, but with any scissors, they do go dull from cutting paper and, you know, these little sticky things and all that kind of stuff. So I would advise you to get 2 sets. Keep one, like this one has my little panda on it. This one is my all-purpose pair. That's why I don't even put a top on it. This cuts paper, this cuts these. These ones that I put the safety thing back on is my ribbon ones. All right, there we go. I like it better. What do you think? I like it better with the ribbon. It just kind of does something for that card, blings it up a little bit more. All right, so there's that one. Oh, envelope. Doop. Let me get this done really quick. So 2.5 by 6 is our envelope piece. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Mom. I love this card too. I love the fold of it. It just kind of adds a whole nother element to the card. It's not just a plain open, and not to say that I think my just regular open cards are plain, but I think it definitely just spices things up a little bit when you have a neat, fun fold. Okay, and there is our matching envelope. What do you think? Beautiful. All right, now on to polished pink. This one I'm going to say is definitely an Avid card, but wait till you see. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to shake you guys, sorry. All right, we are now coming in with, and this one is pretty quick, but it is kind of a stepped up. We're going to come in with that brick and mortar. Okay. Our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. We need a scrap piece of black. We need some scrap white. I didn't leave you, sorry. I just want to make sure. Okay, there we go. All right, so our layered piece is that beautiful polished pink. Is that not gorgeous? Okay. Polished pink. That is in 5 1/4 by 4. Then we have a basic white that is 4 3/8. Let me see. 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. So it's 1/8 of an inch smaller. We have another piece of polished pink, which is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this backwards. Hold on. Let me take all my pieces out first before I start blabbing my mouth and get everything screwed up here. There we go. All right. This is for our inside. That's why that looked funny. All right. So, polished pink. This piece we need is 5. Okay, so we need 2 pieces at 5 1/4. Those are both the same. 5 1/4 by 4. So we need 2 of those because one is going to go on the inside and one is going to go on the outside. Okay. Then we need a piece of basic white, which is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. That's going to go right on the inside. Yes, that goes on the inside. So that just layers like that. Okay. Those are our inside layers. Now back to out here. Our designer series paper, this is that True Love. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Why is that so much different than in there? Oh, because that's why. This piece here is the same as this. So this here is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So this and this piece are the same size. So these are both 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, that's where I was screwing myself up because I was like, wait a minute, there's that other, the 4 3/8 is this one because that, no way, that'd be too small. All right, another piece of polished pink, which is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And I'll have all these dimensions on the blog. So, because I'm so excited about this pink that I'm screwing all my numbers up. Huh, just a thing. Pink does that to me. This piece here is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8, which just has 1/8 of an inch around that. All right. Now we need to take this piece right here, and this is our piece that is 2 1/2 by 6 for our envelope. And then we have a slim little piece here that is a, I think I cut this at 1/2 inch, but let me make sure. Yep. It's just a hair smaller than 1/2 inch, so. But you can make that in whatever size you want to because it's just for a little sentiment that we're going to put on the front. All right, that's how our card's going to look. This piece we need to run through the brick. And again, I love these big new dies that they started doing. This is our 3D die. So you have to have the 3D plate in order to, why is that not sticking? Oh, geez. The back layer never came off of here. No wonder why that's not sticking. All right, you're gonna need to have the plate number 4. This is the specialty plate, which is used for the 3D embossing folders. Otherwise, if you don't have the Stampin' Up! Machine, you're gonna have to probably go on, I would say, YouTube, Pinterest, something, and they will show you how to use, I'm sure there's probably somebody out there that has videos on how to use our 3D folders with the machine that you already have. So I'm going to lay it this way because I want my bricks looking like a brick wall, and our brick walls aren't going to go up and down. So then I'm going to lay it in there with this on top and then run that through. Helps if I take my other plates off. Okay. Then we have this beautiful brick. Now, look how neat. You need a new assistant. Why am I screwing things up that bad? 3 of the kids walked in at a different time and recognized your voice and said, "Hi, Danny." Tell them I said hi and that I love them and miss them. But that's pretty cool that they still even remember me. So as you can see, some of these, the way that it's 3D'd is these other bricks are kind of just back on the wall. Then you have these other ones that are popped up like a 3D image. Really cool. All right, let's get moving. Some of us have other things to do, just not me. All right, we cut out our window pane. We cut out 2 of our window shutters, again, just like before. I don't think I need to show that all again. Then I cut out another little piece, which was the 1.5 by 2 1/4 that goes in our window. And then we have the shelf for our window. We took the picture and cut the picture in polished pink, because why not? Then we did 2 of the plants in polished pink and then 2 in fresh freesia. See how pretty that is? All right, let's get some of these put together. And look at the back side of that paper. That's a different DSP. Or not a different DSP, that's just a different pattern. That's what I meant to say. Okay, 1/8 of an inch. Oh, that color makes me so happy. I'm so giddy. All right, then that's gonna sit there. Then we're gonna grab our windows, put our window kind of towards the top. Okay, on this, we're going to put the vase with our purple little plants in there. Okay. Oh, did you see that land? Woo, that was good. That landed perfect. Okay, then we're gonna take our window and we're gonna cut some of those little pieces off of our dimensionals. try some of these on here. If they don't stick to you first. Do your guys' husbands like question what the heck you guys are doing online for so long on Monday evenings? Your husbands are probably like, oh my Lord, what are you women doing over there? You can tell them, hey, it could be worse. We could be spending money, but we're not. We're sitting here watching other people craft. It's okay. Now, after the video, we might go spend money, but... Because if you're anything like me, everything you see, you have to have. All right, I'm going to do this way, because I think it's just going to be wiser if I put that down like that. Yes. Okay. Now with these little bits, I can just cut that off, or you can just leave it. Not a big deal. It's going to get covered by our windows. All right. Now that is going to get stuck directly down on our card. Okay, making sure that I'm even in between there. I guess I don't do that here at the moment. Then this little piece here is going to go kind of up and underneath that. Oh, that's where I needed to move that up. Okay, that's going to go right there. Okay, just like that. And then, where'd my other one go? That's gonna go like that. Wow, it got awfully quiet. I must be concentrating. Oh, geez. All right, so there's our window. Now I did it correct, as some would say, because our shutters pulled in. All right, now we're going to place some of our little, this one's gonna go in the middle, this one's gonna go over here, and then this one over here. So kind of like that. Okay, so let's get this on here first. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there and over here. And then I kind of want that to be in the middle, so we're going to pop. We need to put one of these dimensionals on the side of this one. And then over here, we're going to put a dimensional on this side where my finger is, because we know those are going to sit off like that, so they're going to be stuck to the sides. I'm going to kind of set that right there just to see my placement on those. But since I don't have any dimensionals stuck here, that's why I put the glue on the outsides. Okay, then with this one, we're just going to bring that right in like that. And maybe put a little bit of glue on the side over here and over here to hold this piece down. Just like that. I'm going to move it down just a skosh because I want to be able to see that vase and stuff in the background. All right, just like that. I think that's beautiful. All right, then we need this little strip right here. This is going to go across right like that. But what we need to do first is get out that saying. Where did I put it? It's that long saying right here. Wishing our paths crossed a little more often. That's kind of a cute little saying. Poor guy. Okay, so I'm gonna grab that I swear, some of our men, the things that they put up with from us, I tell you what, where did I put my, oh, there it is. I didn't even bring it out yet. That's when you know that they're keepers. When they can put up with our crap, then they're keepers. All right, I gotta stand up again so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And I know I didn't put my foam block, but that worked. Whew. Whew, wipe the brow. That worked. So if you guys are interested in anything and any items that you see tonight, please go to my blog. It will, or here on this Facebook page, actually, there's a link to my store. If your purchase is under $150, $150, please use my host code. This helps me in bringing these free videos and showing you guys these beautiful cards. Also, I have a thing going on right now, kind of a bonus, that if you spend over $75 in my store, I will send you guys one of those great chamois that you keep seeing me use that's sitting right here. Mine is well loved, but works just as fabulous as always. And you will, some people even cut these in half and put them, you know, in a bag. So if they go to stamping retreats or stamping classes or anything, they can take theirs with them. Also, the other thing is, if you spend $30 a month in my store, which it's not hard to do, and you are a continuing customer of mine, I will send you a little special tips, tricks, and techniques PDF every month. And I also let you know kind of about some specials that go on that I don't really share with just everybody. Like I just shared with you guys about the clearance thing because you few are the ones on here that are my customers. And I'm not, you know, that worried about just telling you guys. Now, I don't share it with everybody. I don't post it on any of the social media links. It's something that's special just for you guys, and I want you guys to be able to get in there and get those deals as soon as you know, as soon as you can, before the whole public knows about it. And I'm not sure, maybe other demonstrators kind of, you know, let everybody know, but I think it's more important that you that shop with us all the time, that you guys should be able to get some of those goodies at such a great deal. And again, those are clearance items, so once they're gone, they're gone. So my cat, I don't know if you guys have seen that I have kittens that need to find homes right now. Because every time we try to get it scheduled for my cat to go get fixed, something comes up. Well, she was supposed to go get fixed tomorrow, but my mom was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be up so late. I have to go, I have to hit this clearance rack. So she's like, can we schedule it another day? And which I'm absolutely okay with. We've got an extremely busy week this week. We've got a couple of doctor's appointments for everybody. And so what I did is, with that little piece, I was talking and not telling you guys what I was doing. I cut off the side, where to the sides I needed. Then I just cut in a little bit to the inside, and then I took my corners up to meet that center point to make it look like kind of a little banner. So yes, if you're new to watching me, I would love to earn your business. I kind of have a great little team going on here that I do share some extra goodies with you guys. I give you guys some extra incentives just because I do love my customers. Oh, did you see what I did? I was supposed to put this pink underneath here. Well, that's what I get for talking. It's okay. Not that big of a deal. I don't think it's throwing that card off too much, because I don't think I'm gonna, no, I'm not gonna be able to get that up. So, well, that is life. But we still have pink, and we can see pink on the inside too, so it's not the end of the world. Zombies are not coming. So yes, I would love to earn your business. I have some little perks about being a customer of mine. Like I said, I throw in a couple of freebies if you spend over $75. Also, I send a PDF every month as long as you stay a reoccurring customer of mine, which, you know, with kind of some of these, I just started doing it, but they might be things that you already know how to do or you've seen in the past, but it might be something that you don't know, or something you have seen and you just haven't used in a long time, and then it kind of it sparks your creativity and gets you using something that might be put away in a cupboard or something that you haven't used in a while. And it's just kind of neat to learn some, you know, new techniques with things. All right, so what did our saying say? Wishing our paths crossed a little more often. Do we have anything that would go with that? Okay, let me grab this set over here. Wish our, what was that? Wish our paths crossed a little bit more often. We can say life is better with a friend like you. Wishing you every happiness that your special day will bring. These are the moments we'll look back on with joy. Well, I don't know. Life is better with a friend like you. Wish our paths crossed a little more often. I don't know. I think it needs to be something like friend. Maybe my sweet friend. That would be cute. Oh, actually, no. I know what I'm doing. I have it. I knew what I had going on. I even drew myself a picture. Now, whether or not this stamp set goes with this, you're gonna love what I'm gonna do with this. It's so stinking cute. All right, I have a hair in my shirt and it is bugging me. All right, so we're gonna use that Sending Sunshine for a Beautiful Birthday. That could be okay with Wishing Our Paths Crossed. Oh, sure. Because you're sending them sunshine for their birthday because you don't get to see them very often, right? Wink, wink. Sure. Just go with it. Let me stand up again, pop the butt out. That's probably a whole lot of butt to be popping out, but hey, that's okay. All right, now I'm gonna grab that. On here, I used the Evergreen, Evening Evergreen. So I'm gonna grab that again. And then this little piece. Ugh. Squeaky, squeaky. Hear that chamois sound? Okay, then I'm gonna take this right here, and then I'm gonna take it right here. Isn't that cute? Now wait, there's more. That was my Vanna White. I don't know. And then polish pink again. We need the pitcher. And I need a block. Okay. Okay, let's do this quick so you guys can go enjoy the rest of your evening. So I'm going to put this little picture right down here, kind of stamp it half off and half on. Okay, come back in with that same foliage that we had. Ew, there's little white pieces of paper on there. Okay, grab that foliage. Gonna kind of put it like it's sitting off to the side of that. And then polished pink again, because we can never have too much pink, especially since I forgot that sheet on the front. Oh well. Now when you guys make your card, don't forget that sheet. Well, you can. All right, what do you guys think of that? Is that not so cute to go on the inside of that card? All right, I'm gonna give that 2 seconds to dry because sometimes pink and that dark green can take a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna get my sticky tape off there. I'm gonna do this. So what do you guys think of this set now that you've seen a couple of projects made with it? Because I know sometimes you look through the catalog and trust me, everything looks delicious, but then you're like, but how would I use that? But that's great, but how would I use that? Because I know I do. And then I belong to a lot of these groups and stuff that I see these people come up with things, and then I know all I have to do is tweak it a little bit. And again, if you ever lose your creativity mojo, go to Pinterest and search the stamp set that you have, and I'm telling you, it will bring up a plethora of cards that other people just put in. Like this one, welcoming windows, or put in Stampin' Up! Welcoming windows. and it will bring up a plethora of cards. Then you can see other people's ideas, and then you can either do it exactly, case it exactly the way that they've done it, or spice it up a little bit. I mean, that's what we share our products for, and our cards, and our projects, because if you don't want somebody else using your design or the card that you've created, then don't share it on the web. I mean, that's kind of how we all see it, because everything that's put on the web is now public for the public to see. So if it's something that is dear to your heart and sacred, don't share it on there. And if it's something that, you know, even if you have a domain name to, or you have a trademark to, other people are still going to try to screw with things. We just had one of our big $1 million selling demonstrators. She's like one of our major team leaders. She just found out, because she was doing her taxes, she just found out that a person in China has been not reproducing, but pretty much, what's it called? Oh my goodness. Has been using her name, and they've kind of changed a few letters in her name, but has been using her product name, or not product name, her company name, her business name, and they've been making knockoff Stampin' Up! Products and selling them in China under her name, her business name and stuff. And when she went to do her taxes, it really screwed her up. And I mean, and she's just like, well, you know what? I'm just going to deal with it, because I'm not, you know, messing my company up, and I'm not messing because it's fraud. It's somebody has now, you know, taken what you've worked so hard, and she has absolutely worked so hard to be where she's at. And for somebody to just come and take that and, you know, take your name and do you know, it just seems kind of a shoddy shot, but, or we'll say a shitty shot, but, you know what I mean? But it happens. It happens to the best of us. So there are our two more kind of, oh, wait a minute. I have, I forgot. I have those new in color gems. Do we need gems on this? I think we do. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. It just needed some gems. Woo! That just took care of us not having that. Well, not us. Me not putting that pink underneath there. I just rectified. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Oh, yes. It needed those pink gems. I mean, we could have done purple too, or the freesia, but I'm going with the pink because that's just me. So let me grab those other two cards and show you again. All right, so here is our, what did I call this? I call this our in color windows. And we did the little bricks on the front of that one. And then our more beginners card there. Aren't those stinking cute? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for sticking around with me. I know this was kind of a long, I said it was going to be short, and I think I say that every time, but it's not, because I like to talk, and I have fun doing this, and isn't that the whole point? Share what you love, love what you share. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, then you need to go find something else to do. But I truly enjoy stamping. I truly enjoy sharing this with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as you do, and you must because you're sticking around. So thank you so much. I will see you guys later. I will probably pop on earlier than next Monday, because I do have another product share from the new annual catalog coming in. It should be here tomorrow or Wednesday. So I will pop on, do a quick little Yeah, I always say quick, but I will try to really keep it quick and show you some of the new products that are coming out because it's just fun to do that. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. And check that blog out and make sure you look at some of those new cards that I'm going to be putting on there because they're going to be fun. And I think it's going to really help, you know, push you guys over the edge to get out there and get creative. All right, you guys, good night.